The main thing to think about when you think about SOTY is that it's Thrasher's Skater of the Year.
Yeah, the trophy's wearing a Thrasher shirt.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
people's champ.
It's the magazine's Skater of the Year, not like yeah, yeah.
It's like if Warner Brothers did the Oscars.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And
They're like
so it's
movie of the
like
Great
year
branding.
according to fucking Warner Brothers. Yeah.
yeah, and so oh, your biggest production didn't get published by Warner Brothers? Well, that only counts a little bit then, you know?
Mm. Oh, so does Thrasher have to publish all the videos?
No, but they're inclined to award the person who is going to benefit Thrasher the most.
This is like a thing too. It's like, what did you do for the magazine? The videos are a big part. What photo made kids subscribe? What interview made them be like, I gotta read it? What did you do for the magazine? That Tyshawn year, bro. The number of mags that was purchased after that kickflip photo came out
Yeah.
is real numbers.
Yeah, it's a conflict of interest, but it's also their contest, so it
But
makes
it's they
sense.
invented the award, so
Yeah.
it's not like they were like, "Hey, we're going to tell you who the best skater of the year is." It's been Thrasher's skater of the year for the whole time. Transworld does not have an award like this though, and it is the only award in skateboarding like this that has this
It's
kind of prestige.
and I think like a lot of it is because, and Jake Phelps has talked about it in interviews in the past, is because there's only one award. Like others have done, best video
Right.
part, best video,
Mm,
best new am, best new pro.
got it.
This is like it's only one and there's no splitsies. It's winner take all.
And I think there's an important distinction here where it's not Thrasher's best skater of the year, it's skater of the year, which opens them up to be able to give it to someone who just had like a
An
good
epic
year
year.
in
Yeah.
whatever regards outside of their whatever video parts or anything like that. So if like Rodney Mullen won the fucking Nobel Peace Prize or something like that, and then also, like invented a rocket ship and and then put out 30 seconds on Instagram, he would be just as eligible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or is that even correct?
I
I
don't know.
I think so. I mean, if Rodney Mullen got a Nobel Peace Prize and made a rocket, like I'd hope he'd get Skater of the Year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a good year for a skater.
As long as the
Yeah.
skateboard isn't rocket powered, and then that might actually hurt him a bit.
As long as he does an interview with Thrasher about it, right? During the year.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
have to buy an ad still, I think.
Yeah,
You'd have to have a
right?
pro shoe come out.
They pick one guy every year, and it started in 1990. Can you
Okay.
name that skater?
That's hopefully Tony
Oh,
Hawk.
you can, Em. You can. Think,
Nice,
dig deep.
nice. And it's like it's kind of funny that that's how it's played out because in 1990 he was not a household name by any means.
Interesting.
Like that didn't happen for another 10 years.
He's got those things on the bottom of this board.
Rails, yes. You ever
Why?
skated rails, Taylor?
Oh, like the plastic ones on my board? The
Yeah.
answer is no for both things.
The last winner was Miles Silvas. You get a trophy. The trophy's name is Rusty.
Why?
No idea, but it's modeled after Jake Phelps's body and Noah Peacock's face. And I could not find a face photo of Noah Peacock, so that's what we're dealing with.
Why?
Why what?
Why is it like Jake's body with Noah's face? Like, are they friends?
Yeah, I'm sure they're friends.
Well, yeah, but like,
No, they hate each other. Actually, the famous story it was all it was all a giant rivalry they were having.
like who designed this?
Also an interesting question.
Okay.
What would I mean? They were like a guys in an office giving out an award in 1990 at their Christmas party. Like they just came up, they just made something up.
Yeah, okay.
I can't imagine there was a ton of thought put into it.
Okay, so this is the award you get.
Oh, this was interesting. There's three guys who won all in like the Sorry era, which I just thought was like a testament to how crazy that video was.
Yeah,
Or those
I'd never
videos.
waited for a video and more with more anticipation. Maybe yeah, right, but like when that flip video came out, I mean they'd never made a video, and they'd had the
Yeah.
best team for like 7 years straight or something like that.
Why would you have such a good team and never have made a video?
Well, back then it would take 5 years to film a video part.
Oh, that's
People
just
didn't put out
period.
three
That's
parts a
why,
year like they
period.
do now.
Is that because skaters were not skating as their full-time jobs back then?
Somewhat, and there wasn't like a constant pressure to
Be
like,
producing stuff.
yeah.
I mean, there wasn't as much media
The
consumption of it.
standard. I mean, like it just the people got better, put out more video parts, and the standard of what it took to become a pro skateboarder just kept going up and up and up until we're at where we're at now, where it's like, no, if you can't produce regularly, you can't really compete with the other people in the biz, you know? I call it the biz. I don't think anybody calls it that, but
I'm gonna start
Big-
calling it the biz.
Big Biz. There was one more SOTY who rode for Flip. Do you know who it is?
David Gonzalez.
Nice.
Dude,
Nice.
killing it.
Why is it important, right? Like from a skater's perspective. And so first off, you get a big party.
Oh,
Uh,
Thrasher throws you a party?
yeah, they throw you a party in San
Where?
Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like
It's in,
what, at
it's
10,
invite
15 Folsom or something?
it might have been there at one point. It used to be really close to where that apartment we had near Soma Skate Park.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the only cool thing that Emma's been interested in. Like, nice.
There's a party.
Yeah, there's a party.
All the
In my old
esteem,
neighborhood?
the stupid fucking a trophy mashed up of two random dudes. She's like, who cares? Wait, a party?
Wait, there's more. You get a cover, and then you get a trip with all your homies.
Okay, so wait, is the cover from the your best trick of the year?
No, so usually you have to have a cover the year before
Okay.
to win SOTY.
And then they'll
And then
give
the
you a new one.
And then the next year they give the Skater of the Year the Skater of the Year cup.
But it's like a placeholder, so you got to do something new.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then a trip with your homies. What does that mean?
I mean, what do you think it means?
It's like an all expenses paid skate trip, but like they're assuming like where are you going? Like, are there limitations? What's the budget?
I mean, I don't know the
How many
numbers.
homies are you bringing? Are you expected to produce a video from it?
You're definitely expected to produce a video.
You
Got
got
it.
there. You got
Then-
there. Yep. It's work. You get a job. One of your awards is get back to work.
I would wonder how much
Go
of it is
jump down that
Thrasher.
staircase again, you fucking monkey, or you're worthless to us. We'll take back that fucking Animorphs trophy that we gave you in a heartbeat if you don't fucking go to Australia and try to kill yourself for another year. You're welcome. Don't say we never did nothing for you. Thrasher out.
I'm getting.
Did you like your party? Good. Get back out the street. That is correct, Emily. You're expected to produce a video. And Tyshawn won last year. They put out like a pretty B video, I thought, right? Like
his trips, both of his trips, I think, have been pretty underwhelming.
well, because he's more like, I fucking won. I'm going on a trip. If I skate, you're lucky. And everyone's like, all right, whatever. You're the king.
Whereas, like, Jamie Foy still seems down to like bleed on these trips,
Yeah,
So
his award is another swollen elbow.
And then also you might make the local news. So Miles Silvis was on the local news. So that's nice.
Might. That's not included. That's not a guarantee. You definitely go on a trip. You definitely get on an award. And maybe Casey from Como 5 will fucking interview you.
Some people
Maybe
will
you'll
find out they
sandwich
have a
between
skate
the
park in their
weather
town.
and the local high school football championship on the local news this evening if you're the best skater here according to Thrasher.
I mean, that's exactly what this news piece was. It was like local Sacramento skater wins Skater of the Year award.
I bet so many
Amazing.
people were like, I didn't know we had a skate park here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, a lot of people are like, I didn't vote for him.
Yeah. Wait a minute. There was an election.
Says who? It is so
Like-
funny though, right? And like mainstream media, there's fucking nothing. Like it is the most coveted award in all of awards. I would say to skaters, like it is easily like above any ESPY that you could ever ask for, right? But like, what does the media have to say about it? You'd have to look into the local Sacramento news channels to see any coverage of this award at all.
Maybe like-
Skatewives is doing a piece. Como 5 from Sacramento. Other than that, nobody's fucking
That's
heard
it.
of this stupid.
That's it.
Anyway, you make a lot of money, or it's an opportunity to make a lot of money because
Thrasher's not paying you.
no, but like typically you'll get a shoe or you already have a shoe that now has a bunch of marketing behind it because
Yeah.
you've won this award. You're probably going to sell a bunch of boards because all the kids are hyped. And then you might pick up new sponsors. I thought this was interesting. Like Tyshawn got on New Era and it even says like right there, New Era ambassador and skater of the year. Like it's a
Yeah.
title that a sponsor is going to use
It's
to
like
be
putting
like,
Olympian in your bio.
yep.
Yeah, it's like Oscar winner or something like that. Like your rates go up, kind of. The news still isn't going to cough up anything to get you on, but
And then I would bet that your bigger sponsors also pay you a bonus from your contract. So like I know that if you win a contest, a lot of these guys will like match your contest winnings. And I
I've heard
have
that's
to
going away.
I'm sure it's on its way out, but I do have to imagine there's some incentive in there of like if you win SOTY, we'll pay you an extra 25 grand or something.
It's like a merit bonus at work.
Right.
You did
well, I would
such a good
assume
job.
too, just because they don't want to lose you, right? So it's like once you get SOTY, then it seems like other sponsors would be more interested in you. So just to like
Yeah.
keep you,
Oh, interesting. You got to
yeah,
give
just
a
to
really
keep you
good
on
bonus.
board, I would sweeten the pot a little bit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
someone else might be like, we'll pay you 50% more.
Diamond Footwear couldn't keep Jamie on the team after
Right.
his big win, you know? So yeah, like there's money to be made, and then the other thing is
This looks like a cult.
it seems to immortalize your skate career. So like
Mhm.
Andrew Reynolds was Skater of the Year in 1998 and still has Thrasher ads this year. So
What do you mean he has
Yeah, but
Thrasher?
David Gonzalez doesn't, right? Like,
but he's like one of the only ones.
What do you mean Thrasher?
yeah,
ads?
he
Is
is,
this
but
an
it's still
ad
on.
for-
I'm saying it is still on the skater to stay relevant, like Cardiel, like he doesn't skate anymore, he's injured or whatever, but he was for sure like he was a legend anyway. But the fact that he did get a SOTY definitely like concretes that stamp in history for him.
He's like still, yeah, I mean, he's been injured for like 25 years and is still somehow relevant to the Thrasher sphere, like to this day, which is remarkable.
Well, is it because
Yeah,
Thrasher
Cardiel's the man.
photos of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, couldn't Thrasher be like done with him? Like, doesn't mean he's that good, or does it mean he's that good?
It means like, I think like Thrasher
Means he
investing in
was.
who like Thrasher investing in who their SOTYs are
Oh, I
immortalizes
see.
like
I
they're
see
gonna
what you're
keep
saying.
pumping them
Yeah,
up
okay. Yeah, I see the business.
to yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
yeah,
it's in Thrasher's best interest that all of their SOTYs stay relevant,
Feel like
or what you would
legends.
think.
Yeah,
exactly.
got it. Yeah.
If you look at the last 26 SOTYs, and
Mm-hmm.
so a couple of those have won twice, 21 of them were in Thrasher, like either they had a photo or they were in a Thrasher video within the past year.
Interesting.
So just like it gives you immense longevity in a career where I mean, like you're not building other skill sets. Like what else do you do after skating? So winning SOTY is kind of helpful from a career perspective.
Yeah.
These are just various SOTYs who were still in it this year. Or
Oh,
we're
cool.
still in
Go
the
back to
magazine.
that one.
All of these people are still relevant, you know?
Gotcha.
Who nominates them? Does Thrasher also do nominations?
Yes. And then
Is
there's
that- so they say, I pick you to do your best work this year.
oh no. It's they don't nominate you at the beginning of the year.
So at the end, and then they're like, here's who we're deciding between.
Yeah, they
Right.
put a list out of like who's in the running, but it is very much, you're right, Emily. They are like, ooh, we think what do you got? And you might not have even had a good year, and then you get tapped
And then you're-
by Thrasher in
and
the
then you're
running.
like,
You're like, fuck,
no,
I better go
I
film a
have-
video part.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
What a
I
fun
I like
thing
your
Jake
idea
Phelps
better.
did.
They should start at the beginning of the year and be like, you or else.
This is the Skater of the Year team. Good
Yeah.
luck.
That
Every man for himself.
it's like 1 in a million, but Thrasher SOTY reality.
But then
TV.
it doesn't open up it's like the underdogs won't get to sprout up. What did they do? Around September, October, they put out the list?
I don't think it's out yet.
Then what?
They put out
How
the
do we
list
know?
of people that are in the running, didn't they?
This year? I don't think so.
Then okay.
We're using the Skatefolio list,
Okay.
which is unaffiliated.
Why didn't you use the Thrasher list if that's the competition
It doesn't,
you're talking about?
it's not out.
Oh, you sure?
They like put out
Like
the
we're-
list and then they ask you to vote, and then a day later they announce the finalists, and then like a day after that they say, "Oh, we picked the winner."
Interesting. Do they show like the voting?
No, 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 no. It's not. This is not a democracy. Are you kidding?
I know, but I'd love to see that data.
No.
Oh, I mean, they hide that really well. Like they ask people, they do a survey, like, who do you guys think should win or whatever, and then everyone votes, and no one ever gets to know who got the most votes. They just keep that fully internal.
Huh. I'd love to see that data.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
people's
for
choice?
sure.
It
That
would-
would be like fucking Watergate type shit. If you could break into Thrasher offices after hours and steal the last 15 years of fucking user data votes, like you could sell that for a lot of money.
But no,
Not a lot.
no.
Skaters are
Not
broke.
to any,
Someone would pay you
not to any
$50.
local news. Yeah, like
You could probably get 2 decks and like a lifetime supply of bushings, like for that kind of data. For
that's
sure.
it. Yeah, yeah.
What else did I put in here? Oh, I was like, then I was talking about like why is it important for the magazine, right? And like they can build hype with it. It puts
Gives them
it,
something to talk about.
yeah, it gives them like content they can like actually command attention. And if you remember back when there were other magazines,
I
like
don't.
they were
I don't remember.
well, there used to be other skate magazines and they were competing
This
against
is in the
them.
world too. I don't think I think Thrasher is the only magazine left, period. I don't even
Like
think
that's yeah, that's actually in print. It's just them.
Is Slap the message board? Is it
Yeah, it
affiliated?
used to be a magazine.
Got it.
And now it's like literally just a forum. I don't think
Was
there's
it
What, you
like,
got
was
no
it a
love for
hater
Big Brother on here? Where's my Big Brother love?
All right. Anyway, so Thrasher's competing against other magazines. They kind of win that battle, right? They're the last man standing.
Controversial
Th-
cover.
Then, oh yeah, because the switch ollie across the table. Yeah, that topic's been done.
Over the table.
I've heard.
Competition moved online, and they start hosting videos online. So in 2010, they hosted the cons video, which was the first time that there's like a major video first to web that wasn't. Remember the iTunes era when you had to like buy videos on iTunes? This was the first one that was just free. The iTunes era was wild to think back on.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the skate companies used to make a lot of their money from the video that would drop.
Mhm.
So that VHSs or the DVDs or whatever, it would be
Mm.
like massive. Like when PJ Ladd's video, like that video made all of those guys like gave them like nest eggs and stuff like that because the video sold like 1 million copies or whatever. So that doesn't happen anymore. Everything's given out for free.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the next year they put out like a solo part right to the internet for the first time. And this is, I think, the second most viewed part ever, like ever.
I've never seen it.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's good. I mean, it's a little outdated, but it's very much 2011 era skating, I would say.
Interesting.
So there's other like media or online entities, and they have their own awards as well, but like none of those really stuck.
Okay.
And with time, kind of Thrasher
That's
stayed
funny.
as
Your
The father time.
your graphic
Father time.
choices are phenomenal. You speed right past the best ones.
Yeah, like, come on, Father Time.
Father Time killed the barracks and killed Transworld. You know, they're shells of their former selves. Anyway, we're pretty much at the end here. So the thing that I find interesting now is they're not really competing against the barracks and whatnot anymore. It seems like they're actually starting to compete against the brands themselves. So if you look at the YouTube subscribers and where the videos are going in the last couple years, these brands are posting videos themselves as opposed to giving this video for free for Thrasher to post. And like the numbers, Thrasher has, for reference, Thrasher has 3 million subscribers, so they're not quite there yet, but they're like creeping up. And actually on Instagram, Nike SB has passed Thrasher.
Whoa.
So like Thrasher's competition has actually kind of changed a bit into competing against brands instead.
Interesting. That's some drama.
Yeah, and they're definitely feeling it. Gary Rogers talking about the Nyjah Nike part in that year when he was really close with Tyshawn.
But who did he get that part to? Who did that part come out with?
Oh, was it Nike? It was a Nike part, right?
What's that got to do with
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
What does that got to do?
Yeah.
And it's like the way he's saying it, you can clearly tell Thrasher feels some sort of way of you gave that part to Nike. So like they're feeling the competition would be my guess.
So now you have the companies competing against Thrasher, but then you're going to have the skaters kind of having to make some of those calls, right? Like having that debate. Do I want to win the award, get the prestige, go down in history, or give the people who pay my fucking rent the video that they paid me to make, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and then
Interesting.
eventually they probably won't even have a say if they even do anymore. I mean, I don't know.
Why don't
me.
people like actually like Nyjah? I feel like Nyjah appeals to non-skaters because his tricks are clean, consistent, and very easy to see what he's doing. But I feel like skaters are like, this guy blows. He's good, but he's like so basic and annoying.
It's a style and taste thing at the end of the day. No matter how good somebody is, most like there's going to be skaters that just look at whatever. Let
He
me
has
cut
no
to the chase.
style.
Some people will say, I'd rather watch Gino push, right? Because sometimes it's just an aesthetic quality that is kind of almost unspeakable. That when you just like watch someone push down the street, it just looks better than Nyjah doing a 40 stair handrail or whatever, you know?
I don't know who Gino is.
Brian, you are doing a terrible job as a skate husband if your wife doesn't know who Gino is.
I do what I can, you know, there's only
so defeated.
That's a good segue into checking out some SOTYs, I think.
Can I see this push though?
Yes, that's a great. Just for a palate cleanser, we should look at this. Boom. This is actually a no push line, but oh no, there it is. Look at that. Did you see the push?
Oh, his arms didn't go above his nipples that was crazy.
You know what I mean? Do you see it, Em? It's you probably don't.
Because
Nobody
he looks
does.
relaxed compared to everyone else who's pushing intensely. Like I don't see it.
It's unspeakable. That's what's so hard to nail down.
It's his upper half body language, right? No?
It's just a level of comfortability that none of us will achieve. Like I just you'd have to look at videos of me pushing. Like I look like I've got a stick up my butt.
No, I know.
Can we get a side by side? Can we get a Gino Ryan side by side?
No, I get it. He looks very comfortable and casual on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It's
now pull up that clip of I don't know if you can Google this, but then there's a clip of Nyjah doing a fakie shove in a line. You can watch any of Gino's clips, and then it's like, and then here's like this is the epitome of Nyjah's style, right? Like yes, he is like epically good, right? But like when it comes down to just like sheer taste and style, that fakie shove kind of gives you the answer for why nobody likes Nyjah. Compared to, let's just say, people do like Nyjah. He's a fucking millionaire. But compared to Gino, who I promise you is not a millionaire. So people are always going to want to value the style god underdog to the millionaire contest skater.
What is so much more interesting to me is what's tangible. I don't know. If you could do a front Smith, you could do it down 20 stairs. That's great. But like I identify or gravitate more to skating that I wish I could do and could foreseeably maybe see myself do if I was just a little better. And like
there's a level of relatability that like you lose with Nyjah or something. Do you think Jamie Foy maintains that relatability?
It's getting hard. That's the one thing for him is just I'm feeling myself getting numbed to it. I would have been so stoked if I was 16. But now it's just I don't know. It's getting a little like you fakey flip into a bunch of stuff and all of a sudden it's like, well, clearly he can fakey flip super good, so like I'm not even caring anymore, you know?
Yeah, because like the fakey flip front crook from the last part, you're like unbelievable, right? And then now you're like, oh, he just figured it out. Yep. And so with every fakey flip in, you're kind of less impressed a little bit.
I find myself most interested in like people who skate a spot and it's either maybe I could do that, but I would never have thought to do that or been able to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it look like that. That's, I think, is
yeah.
really cool. And the other one is people who skate a spot where I'm like, it would be sick if somebody could do this on it, but there's no way I could. And then that guy did.
Hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
stuff. Whereas, like, a 20 stair rail, it's kind of, it's not really a stretch of the imagination. Like, obviously, there's a bunch of tricks you could do, but like, I don't know. There's just no uniqueness. By the way, if we're talking about Skater of the Year based on who gets the most views in a part, this is definitely the most viewed part this year. I don't know if you watch this, but
No
it
way.
has 2.8
No
million views.
way. San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
The whole thing's kind of wild. I don't know if you watched this one. It was from earlier
This
this
part's
year.
amazing.
Yeah. But
I
like,
forgot this came out this year.
yeah. If like the award is solely on who gets the most views on YouTube, this one wins.
Hmm.
Wow, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I wonder how
This
it
got more than
blew
all
up.
of the Foy parts.
2.8 million views.
I wonder if that, I mean, it's a great video part, but I wonder if it's that intro that,
I think it's the
uh,
thumbnail is kind of like what the hell is this? And then it's the first clip, so you're watching at that point, you know?
wow, fuck, that was sick.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
this
a
part, like, is the opposite of all of the video parts that we're talking about, right? Like, this is the like kind of what you're talking about, where it's like, wow, like I wouldn't have thought of that. Really hard spot to skate, like unique style, like also check so many boxes like that. What the fuck? That was so tight. Did he wally off the curb into lip on the other one?
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. Like you could fakey flip into as many front feebles as you want, you know what I mean? But like that's always going to maintain that like level of like relatability and coolness.
And absurdity. Like, how did you get
Yeah,
that to work?
So what
absurdity,
would
a
happen if
category
this
not
guy
often
won?
talked about enough in skateboarding.
What would happen if this guy won over Jamie Foy this year? Would people be like,
Fucking riots.
I I think the 16-year-olds who don't get it would
yeah,
be pissed, but I think the older crowd would kind of be, hats off. This deserved it, This is the people's champ. This is
interesting.
the people's
Dude,
champ
that
part,
was so sick.
Interesting. Yeah, but the kids are the future.
for sure. The kids spend
But
the
that's
money.
what's cool about this award, though. It seems like,
That was cool.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Foy's just going to take it. It would be
Yeah.
such a cool choice to give it to him. I also like the idea of just giving it to Shane O'Neill. As a like, sorry about last time. This Shane goes all the way to the SOTY podium. Like this Shane goes to your fucking trip with your homies. Like this Shane goes wherever he wants. I'm sorry, you get the SOTY this year. So we're gonna go through the list, right? And then we're gonna announce, we're gonna say our picks at the end of this, right?
I don't know if we need to go into everyone on here.
There's no Tyshawn is not on this list right now, right?
Correct.
All
Did
right,
he
but
do
he
anything this
might
year?
go do it like do you have that live feed of the subway tracks where he did the backside flip?
What-
Because before I make my award, I mean we just got to make sure that we're watching the subway track during this presentation because something might go down. And if it does, we're not gonna be able to make accurate predictions, you know?
what do you think he's gonna do?
I think big flip.
Oh, interesting.
I think a
I
big
mean,
flip or really the one that would win him SOTY, the one like if he was gonna do one trick, which honestly, if anyone could do it, it's him, nollie flip.
Nollie flip would win SOTY.
Yeah.
Big flip,
Get the video up. Live feed. Live feed.
Big flip, I'd kind of just be like,
No SOTY.
we
It would be
get it.
cool.
Yeah,
Didn't he tray flip it?
Yeah, he tray flipped. Exactly. He tray flipped it and he backside flipped it. So it's like,
Nollie
okay,
flip.
big flip, fine.
Nollie flip. He's got it. SOTY. Live feed. Put it
I
up.
was gonna say switch heel.
Not a SOTY.
Nollie flip would be nuts.
Nollie flip would be fucking nuts, dude. Put the live feed up. I'm just gonna pretend it's there. All right, good. I'm glad you got it. Good. Well, we can be watching that the whole time.
Yeah. Just Tyshawn, wave to the camera before you go.
Tell us how you broke this down, Ryan.
Oh, I didn't make this.
Oh,
This is this
tell us how it is broken down.
transition clips count. There's no skate park footage. A line is one clip. They're not using like second angles or slow-mo or bails to count as a clip when they see the number of clips on here. Post-trick celebrations are capped at 5 seconds when you're counting total footage time, which I thought was kind of funny. They one or two clips in a video is a cameo, 3 clips is a montage, and then
Dude,
a
I wish they would
part.
give out awards for who did the most celebrating in their video parts. Like whoever comes through this.
It's changed. Like, go back and watch a video part from 2010, and the way it's edited
Dude.
is just so different.
I talk about this all the time. And when I lived in Vancouver, there was a skater named Prince, and he did this nollie hard flip down. I think it's called like the Black Harbor double set or whatever. It's this Vancouver double set. So it's like whatever. Anyway, he nollie hard flips it famously. He throws his hands up in the air as he's riding away, like in celebration, like I fucking did it. And when I lived in Vancouver, they used to call it Prince hands if you celebrated after you landed a trick as like a negative, right? Like
Yep.
he never lived this down that he celebrated after his trick one time. It is every single clip has a victory lap. An orgy happens for no reason where everyone fucking piles their bodies on top of whoever landed whatever trick. And it's just like it is the opposite of how I grew up skating, where you couldn't beam the camera or like if you even made eye contact with someone after you did a trick, they would like snap your board. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to do this for you, and that's it. Like,
Soul
why are
Skater.
you even filming? You know, you poser. Like, times have changed. You know, the best is like Andrew Reynolds. Like, this is the epitome of what I think it should be. When he backside flipped Wallenberg, he just like he barely looked at anyone. He just like lit up a cigarette and went to go like look at the ground for 5 minutes. Like that's how I like it. I appreciate it. Everyone send your love. Everyone's excited or whatever. But cut it out of the video.
I would agree with that. I think the same thing with slow-mo. This is the funniest part of this page for me is filmmaker style affects clip duration. Cater takes 21 seconds to nollie frontside flip a gap due to extreme slow motion. The average gap trick lasts 3 seconds.
I like how they have to put the current average for reference.
So anyway, in lieu of not having Thrasher's list out yet, I thought this was a good jumping off point.
Can I also say, and Emily, hop in here. Is there like an epidemic of attractive skaters? Like, there's way too many of these dudes who are gorgeous. For my entire life, it was a bunch of weird uggo freaks like me. And now like fucking look at this guy. Look at Jhancarlos. Like look at these models. Like this is crazy. No? Like
there are definitely some attractive skaters out there. It's not like my type per se, no disrespect, but like there are definitely some hot skaters out there.
you like the middling Sasquatch look. This has to be Antonio Durao. How do you say it? He's one of my favorite skaters right now, without a doubt. I heard someone say he's got his style is called like sloppy good. It's like it's so good, but it is like kind of sloppy, but it's all with like in a good way. It's always in a good way. It's like extra points. It's almost better than if he did it perfect, right?
I've never seen a trick like.
Yeah, he's innovative.
He's the only one doing it.
Yeah, I don't love it. Like once or twice in a part, but he does. I think he does he's a little OD on that in this part, but
the little
he is the only one doing it, so he gets away with it.
That looks like something you'd see in Dancing with the Stars. No, they always do the little sidekick.
That is a perfect observation. It is.
I think he's going to be a handful of people's pick for SOTY this year.
He's the cool guy pick for sure.
Yep.
He's the guy who owns the shop pick.
Especially if you're from New York. So he had this part, and he had clips and quick strike, or maybe he had a whole part.
Bernie Sanders shirt, extra points. So sick. I have a Michael Bloomberg 2020 shirt that I want to wear skating so bad.
That's a relic.
Yeah, I know. I'm very hyped on it because I heard Michael Bloomberg like with a bunch of other like billionaires like bought a bunch of skate videos that'll like never come out. Do you remember
Oh,
that, Ryan?
like the Wu-Tang. It's like the Wu-Tang
Yeah,
album.
like the Wu-Tang. I heard like Elon Musk has like the Manic Mahdi part from Tom Penny that he's like just hoarding. Like there's a secret part from Tom Penny that Elon Musk owns. Do you know about this?
Who's Tom
It's
Penny?
like a really popular story. I fully believe it because it doesn't make any sense that Tom Penny didn't have a full part in that video and that he was like peak skating at that time. So give us
Something.
that fucking part already.
Yeah, put the footage out. Ariana Spencer had a really sick part, but it's interesting that it's only a minute long. I didn't
Yeah,
realize that. Did you
14
watch that
clips.
Evergreen?
I did. Yeah, it was great. She's good. She's
Um,
one of my favorites for sure.
Andy Anderson, the had
That would be a
you liked that
massively
part.
controversial pick.
Yeah, I get that. I like what he's doing. It's fun and like boop, 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 boop. That's how I think about it.
Now we
But
figured
like,
out your type. So this is your type. You don't like styly East Coast Italian skaters, but you love a fucking goofy Canadian in a helmet.
the heart wants what the heart wants, you know?
Sure, there's a lot of attractive skaters here, but where's the guy with wrapped fabric over his shoelaces? That's the kind of fella I'm into.
I feel like he's like the geek of skateboarding. Like everyone's like,
Yo,
okay,
so
what you're doing is
full
cool, and I could
disclosure,
never, but you weenie.
Andy is for sure a skate nerd without a doubt. Say what you will about him. This guy likes to and he might wear a helmet while he does it. He definitely I was me and Andy broke up a street fight and then this girl stole my shirt and then he told me about how he likes I think it's a pretty normal conversation with anybody else, but with Andy Anderson, you're just kind of like, "What?" But it makes sense. Can you imagine how like this is just what he can do with a skateboard. Imagine what he
I wonder what kind of
That might be the subconscious appeal.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
oh
he's so
my gosh.
technical. Like so it only makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh man. All right, Braden Hoban.
Are we watching all these?
No, we're not gonna watch them all. I
This
don't have
guy
an answer.
is so insanely good, right? Like not
He
only that,
has
he looks really good on a skateboard, right? Like really casual. He literally kickflip back nose blunted the fucking whatever it Wilshire hubba.
he has the best kickflip ever.
Oh,
It's
it's
amazing.
unreal. Dude, and
This
he's so nice. I met him in person too. The nicest guy, so chill.
as someone who has struggled to do good kickflips my entire life, when somebody has it and it's amazing every time, I'm just in
Yeah.
awe, even though it's, one of the earliest tricks you learn.
Good
Okay, so we
tricks
got
done well going fast. I mean, like it's not hard math a lot of the time.
yep.
There's always things to nitpick on. Like if you wanted to be like, yeah, he did same thing. Like a lot of skaters, especially SOTY type skaters, they're not going to be your hyper creative skaters a lot of the time, you know? Brian is really
Um,
good, but
I mean, he would probably be one of my picks, one of my tops. Um, he like
I
because
like this guy, but I guess I don't see a lot of the appeal.
he skates the way I wish I could. Like I wish I
Yeah.
could skate the spots that he skates the way he does, and like that's just not feasible, you know? Like
I'm
this
always
is
bitter against very
crazy.
tall skaters. It's like you're already tall. We give this.
Chris Joslin, what I appreciate about Chris Joslin this year is that he went to the Olympics and then immediately put out a street part, and I just think
Yeah.
that like I think that's cool.
Yeah, and he's he's like a Descenzo type character where you're like he'll never be good enough for people to start liking him for whatever reason. Like, I've heard so many weird opinions on Chris Joslin where people just be like, yeah, whatever, but his pants are stupid or something. And it's like Ryan, same thing, where it's like, dude, this guy's been like getting better for 20 years. Like he still puts out like a part that's better than his last part every time. And everyone's like, yeah, but get a haircut already. It's like
Yeah.
some skaters, for whatever reason, will never catch a break, no matter how good they are. And then other skaters could do whatever they want. And no one will ever fucking say a damn word, you know?
Yeah.
I love that
Um,
Elissa Steamer's on this list. That would be the dopest, like, controversial pick.
How old is she?
she's in her 40s.
Oh,
Um,
Still skating, still fucking
Still
taking slams.
taking
Look at that.
slams, like,
Ouch!
I don't know. All anyone wants in skating is like people trying, right?
I love
Trying
that
and
we talk about a billion things just now, and then that's your conclusion.
Well, I mean, that's it. That's the
We talk
essence of
about
it, right?
5 million things that everyone wants. No, but as long as they're out there. For certain people, I mean, I think you get to a level where that's all people want. But if Jamie Foyne just started only trying, kind of, like everyone would be fucking mad. Like Gino,
Uh,
I think like there's guys like Danny Gonzalez and shit who are like, man, why I would just love to watch any footage of him now, like still skating. Uh, but they just don't really skate that much anymore. So in that regard, like it's amazing just to be like, dude, that's so sick that Alyssa's just like riding around.
yeah.
Like it's so nice to watch.
Are you a Deedz fan? I feel like there's people are either really into him or really not.
I watch everything that he puts out for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he took like people like to hate on the ride on grinds, but I think like this part is basically just him seeing how many different crazy things you can grind, and
Yeah.
it's very
And
much
how
like the
many
essence of
different types of
skateboarding.
pants exist?
yeah. Like, what are those? Those are like
He's like,
snappable
I want to go
couches.
through the entire spectrum of ride-on grinds and pant choices.
How do you find out that you can pull off those pants?
Is
Oh,
he pulling
you
them
think
off is
he
the
can
question.
pull them off? It's
I
Did
just
he
that
don't.
you
find
have the
that out?
confidence to
Look
try
at
them.
that, the fucking Nollie 360 shove. So many choices I cannot stand with this guy, but he is so unique.
But like seriously, how do you decide like what gives you the confidence to walk out
You
of the house
like
with
it.
pants like
You
that?
like it.
You have to
It's the
like it.
same reason you like certain people's style skateboarding. So, right? Like it's your personal thing of like, I like how baggy these are.
What would you do if
I would be like, absolutely not.
like
If he
you
put,
send me
yeah, if
that?
he put on
Like,
button-up cutoffs with a spike fucking belt around it
I'd be like, no, but I'll
that was
pick the button-up
bejeweled
cutoffs.
with Hot Topic patches sewed on all over the ass crack. Like that is literally only half the description of some of these fans. He's his own guy.
I mean, this is just him grinding his board on whatever he can find. It's so cool.
Mad
So
respect for sure. Mad
I like
respect.
I liked that one. Dylan Jaeb, he had 3 parts this year, kind of crazy.
He's very good. He bores me a bit, but he's very
I,
good.
it's the same problem that Shane O'Neill has, is it's just like there's not a lot of flavor to it. It's amazing and it's super talented skating, but like
He's
it's all
also too
like
attractive. Don't like it.
well, it's all skate park things.
Crack a jaw, fuck your cheekbone up or something. Let's go. Down the handsomeness. 2 points. I've watched this part a few times. Like it is very satisfying to watch this guy. He reminds me of a Mike Mo, right? Like everything is pretty perfect. There's no sloppy in a good way with this guy, you know?
Yeah.
All right, who else we got?
Like Elijah Berle grinded a bunch of rails and stuff.
How old is
I don't think
Elijah
he's
Berle?
got it.
He's
He looks like
maybe a year or two younger than me, so 30,
Interesting.
29.
Interesting.
What do you
looks
think
like
about
he's
his
like
general
40.
aesthetic?
He looks like he's
General
40 with
aesthetic
a bunch of
some the-
Botox.
like, what do you think, Elijah Berle?
40 with Botox and a bunch of like punk tattoos. Like,
Yeah, I mean, here you want to.
don't don't tell him I said that. But like,
Well, what do you mean? Don't tell me you said that.
maybe it's just his
This is
profile
going out
picture
on the
there.
internet, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's just that's definitely just his profile picture. I'm sorry, Elijah. That was just change
In
your
that
picture.
particular profile picture, you
Yeah.
look over 40 with Botox. Okay, loud and
Yes,
clear.
yeah. The rest here looking good. What
Okay.
is this? Like a greaser
old one.
vibe. He's got like a bit of a
Yeah,
punk
yeah, yeah.
greaser vibe,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
which I guess
He is
technically not
he's
good.
Leonardo DiCaprio's best friend from This Boy's Life on a skateboard. That's a really deep cut. I don't think anyone watching this will get that, but if you Google that and put that image of him up there, it is a perfect side by side.
Let's see. Ethan Lloyd put out two. I liked both of his parts.
Yeah, he's a contender. Really cool part.
Just like creative. He's again like skating stuff. I wish I could see half the things he sees. I just don't. My brain
That's
doesn't work that
exactly
way.
right.
And then he somehow makes it look really good too, which is
And it's not, he never does the obvious trick usually. It's like,
This is just you guys saying that you like the parts that came out this year that everyone else liked that came out this year.
not necessarily.
I mean, like this has been called down to the
I
list of
definitely
people
didn't like
to
the
get
stuff other
skater
people
of the
didn't like.
year.
Cyrus would be a great.
Did
It's
we see this person in Paris?
yes.
I think he'll be SOTY eventually. I just have a feeling Cyrus has a SOTY in his future. It's probably not this year.
I would agree with that. He has like I wouldn't say it's a cult-like following, but he's nearing a cult-like following.
Well, because
Particularly
he gets all of the residual love from Max Palmer, right? Because he's in that crew. Max definitely has like a cult-like following. But Cyrus has like a way more SOTY ingredients than Max has, right? Like so gnarly, creative, hard ass spots, East Coast, and just like style points for fucking days.
Yeah, I think the hard thing is like Tyshawn has figured out the whole how to win SOTY as an East Coast skater, but a lot of the other ones are California based for a good chunk of the year at least.
Interesting.
Yeah, super inconsistent to have East Coast skaters. Wow, dude, so good.
Frankie Spears had a good part. Gabriel Summers, I
Frankie's
think,
really good. He had an amazing year. But do you think it was like a light output year, I think, period, compared to last year?
what it feels like to me is everybody knows Jamie is going to win and they just kind of hit pause.
It's the same way no one wanted to primary Joe Biden.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah,
You're
I
like,
mean,
you
it's
can,
exactly like
but
that.
we will take you out. We'll cancel you.
Yeah, and then like all your footage just, if you had a chance, not anymore. I think I think Jhancarlos has another part or two coming out this year
He
still.
is really good, dude. This guy, and I'm like not a NAR guy, but like he makes it look really fucking fun. Like
The
it
amount
looks
of
scary. Like he makes the spots he skates actually look scary. Like sometimes like a Foy or someone like that, like you almost can't tell how gnarly it is, but like this guy makes it look fucking fierce.
I think like the amount of different tricks he's done down 18 plus stairs is like
Yes.
that's insane, you know? To have like multiple
Just like
go-to
how,
tricks for 18s.
yeah, he skates 18s like they're little tech rails. Oof.
I mean, I think he'll be a finalist this year for sure. And he's had two parts with Thrasher.
Is he pro?
He's gotta be. And he was in the Olympics, like another one that where
True.
it's sick
Yep.
that like, you're skating the Olympics and putting out two or multiple street parts at least.
That's cool. Yeah, dude, it's gotta be Foy, if not if depending on if anything gets landed in that security cam footage of the subway tracks in the next 10 minutes. I'm gonna say Foy probably. Just
Yeah,
as like
it's
if I was a betting man, I would say Foy, right? Like that would be my money. But then there's the Thrasher SOTY, and then there's my SOTY. Who's your choice? Who's my choice?
if you look at who had the most Thrasher ads, it's Jamie, Giancarlos, and Louis Lopez that had the most in the last 6 months. And then magazine features, this is like cover interview. They appeared in an article. Jamie Foy also is at the top of this list. And he is also one of three people that had two Thrasher parts come out this year. So like he's leading every category that he needs to be leading.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so yeah, I think you're right. Like if you're betting, it's definitely him. I mean, I think they're gonna make it close with like Tiago, but Tiago's not in the magazine to the degree that Jamie has been.
That part he put out was pretty nuts. I'd have to watch it a couple more times because he definitely had some groundbreaking shit in there.
Whose?
Tiago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did, but it's just not, I don't know. The hype train isn't the same.
No, not around him like that. Probably not even as much as Jhancarlos. Nikolai, what's up with him? Well, only
Oh,
one part?
yeah.
I thought he put out way more shit. I love this guy.
Yeah. I mean, this one was crazy. He just turned pro.
Dude, this guy's so good. He's doing a thing that's like so hard to innovate, like pinch grinding, long grinding. Like he's really like innovating a style of skating that's been around forever, essentially. Nobody does this anymore. Like it's like fucking let me just show my ankles.
I mean, how do you learn that you can pull off these
No,
pants?
no one is saying they are pulling it off.
He is pulling it off. This, I think, is an example of someone who's pulling it off.
I disagree. I don't think like it was a bad time for humanity when those were in style, and it's a huge bummer for everyone who continues to buy them.
Well, skaters
I
lead the
love
way.
that
Like
take.
these are
Like,
coming.
okay,
If
so,
he's
like-
wearing them, they're coming
Like
back.
that last pair, that green baggy pair, that was more okay, but like the fugly denim ones, the
Right. It's
snap
like a sleeping
like
bag on your
basketball
thigh.
pants ones, like come on guys, like cargo is good. Great, we love
Yeah.
cargo.
But you do it does make it look like your legs are going camping in the winter.
It's like tell people you don't ever squat ever. These are like toothpicks in there.
Yeah, tell people you're compensating for having thin legs in a harder way. Why don't you?
Like imagine if
What
it
the
just
fuck?
downpoured.
That back
Like getting-
nose one is insane.
I'm just sliding it the whole way, but then having to get out
So
that way too.
here's what I think about giant pants is I actually think they look pretty good on a lot of skaters. Some people pull it off better than others. I think he does a pretty good job of it. But it's the kind of thing where it's like, but then when you're standing next to them and they're not skating, you're like, what the fuck are you wearing? You know what I mean?
Like you walk
Like
into
I've
a
stood next to
store.
skaters like that I know that I like, that I'm like, man, I love their pants style. And then you see them in person and you're like, you have trash bags tied to your hips. Like
They're
this is
wearing
crazy.
parachute pants. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you look like you're smuggling oxygen to another planet in your legs.
It's kind of like the bubble skirt that's like in style right now for women.
Yeah. He's a lot of shorts too, which is general and shorts and he ties his pant legs up.
Yeah, he's wearing those shorts in 2 different colors.
I really like him. I like the way he pulls it.
Do you think
I
he
don't
wears them
think
to
I would
slow
like it
himself
as much
down?
in different pants. I
Do
truly
they
don't.
act as a sail?
I'm
That's how he
mean-
stays in his grind so long. He catches
Yeah.
wind. It's about where the fucking draft hits you in your fucking big ass shorts.
Like
So
you
crazy.
could fit 8 water bottles in the pockets of those pants.
so is Nikolai your choice? If
Not a
you
betting man?
had your own award, the Taylor Clark
I'm
award.
going. All right. I swear to God, I want to say Shane O'Neill, even though he's like not one of my favorite skaters. I just think that would be so funny. That would be my favorite. My favorite SOTY would be if they just gave it to Shane O'Neill and did a giant upset again, but with him as the victor this time. That would be
Mhm.
hilarious. My favorite person on the list is Elissa. That would be like, let's just give it to the legend. She deserves it. She had a great year. She made a comeback in her 40s. Who the fuck does that? Especially female skater, of all time. That would be cool. But the part that I'm gonna watch the most of anybody on this list, Tiago. I mean, like, I will watch that footage over and over and over and over and over again. Just like nothing gets older than just going hella fast and doing hella popped ass flip tricks. And like, it's just timeless,
Yeah.
And I'll probably watch that footage the most.
Who's your pick, Em?
I don't know. It like all blurs together.
Frankie.
See, but like that's
stood
the
out?
thing.
Antonio,
Like,
dude,
that's
there's so
why
many
like
cool guy
Andy
picks on
Anderson sticks out is because
No,
his
you-
doesn't blend. I'm not picking him for the record, but I'm just explaining like that's why I can't confuse him for anyone else. on this page.
That's fair.
A lot of these guys have long, unkempt hair.
I think I
So does
broke up
Andy
for a
Anderson.
second. Did you say, what
Hold
did you
on.
say? What was your skater pick? I think you broke up for a second. Hold on, come back. Did you say Andy Anderson?
No. That's not my pick. Who is the third person with Tiago and Jamie Foy in that thing we just
Brandon
watched?
Westgate.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I like the music. I
I
liked
enjoyed
it.
that too.
I don't think I can't possibly say that with my full chest of like, that's my skater of the year. It's just like out of the deluge of skateboarding I've just sat through, like, I remember enjoying that. It was also early, you know?
Yeah, it's the first one. She had the most focus
I
then.
did black out after that. Maybe
Yeah.
some of it is
After that, it
because
was a touch and go, but I mean, there's a lot of great skating today. Yeah, who's your pick?
My pick,
Yeah, Ryan.
like Brian O'Dwyer's skating is what I wish I could do the most.
That's a hilarious, moody pick of him.
I found like the Deedz part gets me really excited to like go spot search, which it's
I'll back
cool.
you up on that for sure. I did get really excited to go look for spots. I'm
I'm
feeling
seeing-
like I could like be a little bit more forgiving with some of my landings. It makes me feel like that too. I'm too hard on myself.
I thought the spit takes in Tanner Brzezinski's pro part were like all time.
What do you mean? Actual spit takes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. The spit takes. This is great video part. There's probably a few of these parts I should rewatch. But
Well, now you
hey,
can.
I'm just your general, peripheral skateboard fan. I soak up what I soak up. So, what do you think about all this? Do you think SOTY is a cool thing or?
I wonder like how much longer will this like continue to be a prestigious thing? Like I feel like it's fun that
It's a good time.
it gives everyone something to talk about and like it like focuses skateboarding's attention on pushing each other to be better and more creative. So that's fun.
If nothing else, it is
If
fun.
nothing else.
So
Yeah.
Skater of the Year is fun.
I mean, wouldn't you say all these guys think so?
I don't know. I mean, I think like for as we're just like watching it, we're just as the viewer, it's fun for us, but these guys are almost die. Like
Yeah, but
all
like-
of them almost died like hundreds of times for our entertainment, right? Like, and to
is it-
them,
but
for us
is
to
it
just sit
for-
here and be like, wish he wouldn't have fakey flipped into so many things. Like it's so
But is it for us? Because like I feel like skateboarding is not like the NFL where it's like as much of a job. I feel like people who are out there doing this are doing it because they like it enough to be throwing themselves down 18 stairs into the pavement, knowing they're not going to land at least 30 times. Like you have to like something about it.
For sure. Yes. No one's out there doing it because they don't
Because they're
like
making
it.
the big bucks. Like you're not making the big bucks.
Not at all. But
So I think it's
that's
fun.
why I think I asked is because they might be at least partially doing it for the award.
Yeah.
Mm.
And awards are fun. So I
And
stand
so
my
in that
ground.
way, I think, it's good that it provides that kind of like carrot for the industry and so many skaters because we don't have anything else. I mean, it is the only thing, right? To chase.
What else would you want people to be chasing? Like other than Skater of the Year?
Well, you might chase like sponsorships, but it's not cool to chase sponsorships.
Right. So like, but are there
I think
other
the totem
carrots?
pole is like landed tricks.
Yeah.
Like and then like sponsors, right? Like respect amongst your peers. I mean, not even many people would throw contests into this anywhere, right? Like
Interesting.
and then at the top of the totem pole is SOTY, right? Like what more could you ever ask for? 2 SOTYs. 3 Tyshawn, where's my nollie flip?
All right.
Take care.
Peace.